In 2021, the Red Sox and Rays played one of the best division series I've ever seen. I'm surprised no one's made a video about it, so here I am, I guess. The Rays won 100 games that year and the division, led by guys such as Brandon Lau, who quietly hit 39 home runs, Mike Zunino, a power-hitting catcher, Randy Arozarena, and Wander Franco, who was an electric rookie shortstop who is not controversial, like, in the slightest. Pitching-wise, they got guys like Shane McClanahan, Shane Boz, and Tyler Glasnow, along with Andrew Kittredge and Colin McHugh being solid bullpen pieces. The Red Sox are coming off back-to-back seasons of missing the playoffs ever since winning the World Series back in 2018. They still a lot of the core from the era, however, such as Rafael Devers, JD Martinez, and Xander Bogaerts. Rafi Devers would be their best hitter with a .279 average and 38 home runs, including a go-ahead one in the ninth inning of Game 162 against the Nats, which would clinch a playoff spot. They also had Hunter Renfroe, who hit 33 home runs and was one of their most underrated players. They also acquired Kyle Schwarber at the deadline, who wasn't as on a tear as he was in Washington, but it would become important later. In the wildcard game, they completely on Garrett Cole, as he only went 2 innings, allowing 4 hits, 3 earned runs, and home runs to Xander Bogaerts and Kyle Schwarber. Also, I just want to mention this crazy play at the plate. I don't know how this happened. The Red Sox won and set themselves up for a matchup against the Rays. Game 1 was October 7th, 2021, and Shane McClanahan dominated and Nick Pivetta struggled, as Diddy and Yandy Diaz would each get RBI hits in the first inning to put the Rays up 2, and Nelson Cruz hit a ball off the ceiling in the third inning for a home run due to the Tropicana field. The rest of the game was all Randy Arozarena. He had a tank in the 5th off Nick Pivetta, and to cap it off, he would steal home after Josh Taylor fell asleep. I don't know, man. Like he just died. I don't know. Whatever. The Red Sox won 5-0. Game 2 was October 8th, and the Red Sox started strong against Shane Boz, taking a 2-0 lead on RBI singles from Xander Bogaerts and Alex Verdugo. However, the Rays responded in the bottom half against Chris Sale, as singles from Randy Arozarena and Diddy, followed by a walk to Nelson Cruz, would load the bases for Yandy Diaz, who would go station to station with an RBI single to make it a one-run game. Then Jordan Luplow hit an absolute tank just inside the pole for a grand slam, sending the Trop into a frenzy and giving the Rays the lead, 5-2. They went on quietly to end the inning after that, but the Trop was rocking. However, in the third, Bogaerts hit a solo shot, and then Verdugo did the same thing next, and suddenly they were within a run. Kike Hernandez hit a bomb in the 5th, and all of a sudden, Game 2 was tied. And from that point onward, it was mostly a Red Sox home run derby. JD Martinez put him in front with a 3-run blast in the 5th to make it 8-5. Ji-Man Choi hit a home run to try and make a comeback, but it was not enough. Christian Vasquez hit an RBI single in the 7th to restore the 3-run lead, and then Rafael Devers hit a 2-run blast in the 8th to basically put it to bed. Christian Vasquez and Kike Hernandez got RBI singles in the 9th to add insult to injury, and the Red Sox won 14-6. Kike Hernandez should be mentioned, however, as he went 5 for 6 with a home run, a single, and 3 doubles. Hanging to October 10th for Game 3, the series shifted to Fenway, and the series was tied at 1. Also, by the way, this is, to this day, the most recent playoff game in MLB Network. Like, could we please bring these back, bro? These are so peak. Anyway, 3 batters in. Rays already up 2-0 after a 2-run blast from Austin Meadows off of Nathan Eovaldi, but Kyle Schwarber responded with a leadoff home run in the bottom half off Drew Rasmussen. Also, this isn't as important, but I have to talk about Alex Cora putting Kyle Schwarber at first base in this game, and it was Kyle Schwarber's first time in his career playing there. And bro, it was so fucking funny, bro. There was like an easy routine grounder in the 3rd, and Schwarber underhanded it 5 feet too high. However, in the 4th, he got his revenge. He threw out Ji-Man Choi on a very similar play and started just fucking celebrating. The crowd losing their shit over a routine ground out. It's so funny out of context. I don't know what the Red Sox obsession is with putting random guys at first base, but they did it with Kyle Schwarber, Rafi Devers, which would end up getting him traded. They considered it with Trevor Story, and if they got Gino at the deadline, they said they were going to do that with him. Anyway, Kike Hernandez and Rafael Devers hit back-to-back RBI singles in the 3rd to give the Red Sox their first lead. And in the 5th, Kike Hernandez hit another home run, which made him 7 for his last 8, with 2 home runs, 5 singles, 3 doubles, and 5 RBIs. Needless to say, he was the MVP of the series so far. He would finally get out in the 7th after a line-out, and in the 8th, Diddy made it a 1-run game with a solo blast to left, and Austin Meadows followed with a double, and all of a sudden, the go-ahead run was coming up. A few batters later, Arozarena hit a double to tie the game at 4. Nothing really happened for the next few innings, and after a Rafael Devers ground out in the 9th, we would get our first extra innings of the series. From the 10th through the 12th inning, not much happened, but a very interesting situation happened in the 13th after Yandy Diaz got a single with 2 out in the 13th. Kevin Kiermaier would hit a fly ball that took a crazy hop off the wall, then hit the right fielder Renfroe and bounced over the wall, and everybody was confused for a bit, so the umpires went to replay. And because it was a 3-2 pitch with 2 outs, Yandy Diaz was running, And with that in mind, the general consensus was that it would be a ground rule double and Yandy would score because he was running on the pitch and he would have scored easily. According to Matt Vasgersian, at least it was umpire's discretion, but they went to replay anyway. Controversially, however, the replay review gang in NYC determined that Yandy should be sent back to third because it was a ground rule double. If you want more details, watch John Boy's breakdown, bro. Like, I'm not good at explaining this. Anyway, after a bit of a delay because of the replay and the managers getting confirmation from the umpires, Nick Pivetta strikes out Zunino and the Red Sox controversially escaped the jam. In the bottom half, on a run for a walk, and Christian Vasquez came to the plate, and Matt Vasgersian, I shit you not, said,
"There have been 7 walk-off homers by a catcher in postseason history."
And 5 seconds later, Christian Vasquez hits one over the monster seats. Definitely the best game of the playoffs and probably one of the most underrated games of the entire decade of the 2020s. After the wild 13th inning of Game 3, October 11th came and Game 4 was ready. Eduardo Rodriguez would pitch for Boston and Colin McHugh would for Tampa, as the Rays would have a bullpen game. Not much happened for the first 2.5 innings, but in the bottom of the third, Shane McClanahan came out to pitch and instantly shit the bed, allowing a 3-run moonshot to Devers as the Red Sox would strike first. After Xander Bogaerts' single, Alex Verdugo hit an RBI double to make it 4-0, and JD Martinez hit an RBI single, and it looked like this would be it for the Rays. However, they fought back. An RBI ground out in the 5th by Austin Meadows put the Rays on the board, and in the 6th, Diddy hit a 2-run blast, and the Rays were within 2. Also, I just want to say Zach Hampel caught both of the home runs. I don't know how that guy does it, bro. Anyway, the Rays would get 3 straight hits in the 8th, and Randy Arozarena's single tied it as the Rays came all the way back. In the bottom of the 9th, Christian Vasquez hit a leadoff single to put the winning run on, and after a sac bunt to put him in scoring position, Travis Shaw singled him to third base, and fittingly enough, it was Kike Hernandez with the walk-off sac fly to send the Red Sox to the ALCS. Joe Davis made this ball seem like it was hit like onto Lansdowne Street.
Hernandez lifts one to left center field.
But yeah, the Red Sox would beat the Rays. They would end up playing the Astros in the next round. However, they could not quite beat them as they lost in 6. They hit like 5 grand slams in that series though. Thank you guys for watching. This is my first scripted video. And let me know if there are any like flaws. Let me know if what I can improve for future videos of this style. Once again, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys later.